Hello, my name is Andrew Breedlove, and I will be going over my program for obtaining a master's in space studies with a concentration in space policy. What led me to pursue a master's in space policy goes back mostly to my time as a space operations officer in the United States Air Force and now the United States Space Force. My undergraduate is actually in psychology. I was a social worker for 2 years. I was an EMT for 8 years, and I'm just under 12 years in the military. I mentioned my prior military experience because it is important to understand that space touches all aspects of life. It's pretty widespread these days, and that is what ultimately led to my decision to pursue a degree in space policy rather than in psychology, which would have been consistent with my undergraduate. As far as applying the master's, it's really important to understand how space affects all aspects of daily life for everyone. Most of the population, as far as I understand these days, do not understand how much space influences their lives, and that is why I continue to strive to excel as a space officer. I also wanted to pick the concentration in space policy because as an officer, as I progress through the ranks, my time will shift more from the tactical and operational level and hit the strategic and possibly even touch on some policy with legislature due to the novelty of the Space Force and the fact that there's so few of us in the service. What's more, is that I am a transitioning space operations operator into intelligence for the Space Force, and so actually once I finish this program I will essentially be starting another program to get my credentials as an intelligence officer. The program at AMU is excellent. I think it did a great job in summarizing the basics and then transitioning into the concentration courses. And so what I found most interesting was the fact that as a member assigned to Headquarters Space Operations Command, I was studying policy, I was studying law with a space focus while I was actually executing. So I want to say it was either simultaneous or concurrent. I was talking about space policy on a course, and then the very next week I was traveling to Japan to engage with their representatives for space to discuss policy and how the U.S. could blend better with Japan for space operations. All of the studies, the space policy, the law in space culminated in this capstone, and I chose to pick orbital service as an analysis. And ultimately what I discovered was that space law is rooted in international norms, so there's a lot of comparisons drawn to the law of the high seas, and the Outer Space Treaty is considered the authoritative document. Most nations don't want to get any more deeper than that, but I argue that for emerging technologies, we need to update our policies to be more consistent with where our technology and where our future is going in space. Thank you.